Welcome back to the Wargaming.net Gold League, coming to you live from the studios in Rancho Cucamonga, California. I am Joshua Clutchgrade, joined on the set by Randall Rukil Holcomb, our resident tank expert. And I think I'm getting pretty good at tanks, too.
You are. You're getting there. Working on it.
And the Warplanes. And
but I'm not getting good at Warplanes.
I got to teach you so much.
Okay.
I really enjoy that game. That game has been released. It was a lot of fun going to the launch party. Got a really awesome jacket that I was able to use when I was in China and Korea when it was really cold.
I'm jealous. You got a jacket?
Yeah, it's really nice.
I didn't go.
I know.
I didn't get to go. I wanted to go.
I know. That was such a whirlwind of a month, man.
It's crazy.
October into November.
Dude, every month we've been here has been crazy whirlwind. It's like constant, like World of Tanks, World of Tanks. Well, except for December. December was kind of lax.
Well, it needs to be because that's the holiday season. It's kind of should be the off season for esports, but
it pretty much was. We had
Yeah.
that whole brick of. Well, we're back on the 2nd, so some people are still getting home from their vacations. That was interesting. I was like New Year's. It was like New Year's. All right, I have to get on a plane now. The next morning, I just didn't.
When I look back on it, I was in Toronto,
Yeah.
and then Anaheim, and then San Francisco for the launch party,
All right.
and then Vegas for the Season 2 finals. Then after that, I was in Columbus, and then after that, China, and then after that, South Korea.
Jeez. What was in Columbus?
That was a Major League Gaming event.
Oh, okay, that was that. Okay.
That's right. That's right. All right, guys, face-offs ready for the final matchup, and that is going to be #RU versus the GooglyBobbers. Gentlemen, welcome to Season 3 of the Gold League.
What's up?
Thank you.
Abrasive, we're going to talk to you first. Tell us about your team. Where are you guys coming from, and how excited are you to be here in Season 3 of the Gold League?
Well, we're excited to be here. Our team is kind of a mutt team. We got a mix of different people from various different teams that played in the past couple seasons. We have people like Kazoo from Wreak Havoc. But most notable player you guys may know is President Putin himself. We're a Russian-speaking team, so we were able to get him on. He, outside of just hunting bears with his bare hands and flying his jets, you'd be surprised he likes to play tanks, and like anything he does, he does it well. So I think we're good. The only person we're missing on the team now is Chuck Norris. So if Chuck's watching this, call me. We'll get you on as well.
Does President Putin talk much? He seems like a quiet guy.
Yeah, he points a lot and then just says vodka. That's all I ever heard out of him.
Not just like period.
Privet. Yeah.
So, is it true, Abrasive, that everyone on your team speaks Russian? Do you guys coordinate in Russian, or is it in English?
Yeah, that's correct. We speak Russian exclusively. When we play, all the calls are made in Russian. Yep, everything is in Russian.
How do you say noob in Russian?
Rak. Means crawfish.
Yeah.
And then there's deer, I guess, right?
Yeah, deer you could say oleni. Well, it's a little bit harder, so you can just say rak.
Spoon, representing GooglyBobbers. Congratulations on making it to Season 3. Tell me about your team. Tell me about you, your team, and how excited you are to be here.
We're very excited to be here. First of all, we're a villain team, all villain. And we just like to have fun. That's pretty much it.
You made it through qualifier number 1. Was that a harrowing experience for you guys? Did you feel, hey, we can do this, and you're able to achieve it? And did it give confidence to your team, or do you feel the road's going to be a lot tougher up ahead?
I think that the road is definitely going to be a lot tougher because these are a lot more experienced teams than that we fought in qualifiers. And yeah, we're very happy to be here. We trained, we practiced, and we're glad to be here.
Well, I'll go ahead and take a look. See who's the higher seed. Okay. Before we get to the higher seed in the coin flip, though, Abrasive, any words for your opponents, GooglyBobbers, before we start this up?
Now, good luck. Look forward to the match.
All right, thank you.
All right. GooglyBobbers, anything on your end?
Well, we've been shooting gold, playing our sheriff's accounts, jumping off bridges, so we're ready for you guys, and good luck.
All right, GooglyBobbers, you have, looks like the lower seed. RU has the higher seed, so RU, you get to choose heads or tails for the coin flip.
Heads.
Heads will be the choice. And flipping the coin, it is tails. GooglyBobbers, you get map choice or defer.
We'll take proc.
Prohorovka will be the first match. And Abrasive, where will be your spawn position?
South.
South side for #RU. GooglyBobbers will take the north side for Prohorovka. Gentlemen, best of luck.
Thank you.
And there you have it, guys. Last 2 teams for tonight. Hashtag RU versus GooglyBobbers. You got to see the GooglyBobbers in action. I unfortunately wasn't here. I was in Korea during that week. What are they like? How do they play?
It's just very comprehensive American-style play. So it's nothing too
A lot
out
of freedom.
A lot of freedom. Some T-32s on Prohorovka probably. Nothing out of the ordinary for there. I expect him to perform very much within the meta. So they're not going to be too crazy, I expect. They'll play it slow. They'll try and find the weaknesses of their opponent, and they'll just try and exploit those. Similar for hashtag RU, I sat in on one of their practices. It was very aggressive. It was very aggressive. That's what I can remember from it. Aside from them speaking all Russian, like they said, I couldn't understand what was going on. I was like,
that pretty cool.
I heard words that they used to say, "Go kill this guy" or "Go kill that guy" or "Good job" and stuff. But I mean, it's like I know only like a few words.
Instead of the Wind Talkers, which is that movie starring Nicolas Cage
God.
based on those Native Americans, we're going to call them the Bear Talkers.
The Bear Talkers.
Yeah.
Coach.
Hashtag RU is the new name for the team that was known as Balalaika. Did I say that correctly?
Yeah.
Great.
You got it, finally.
Sometimes I kept saying Balalaika.
You kept doing that, and I was like, Clutch, you just dropped the la-las. Drop a few la-las out of there.
I was used to the Christmas carols that were going on.
It's just
the
a musical
Balalas.
instrument.
But Balalaika was the name of the qualifier 1 team that made it. Who did they defeat? Do you remember? In
A lot of
qualifier
people.
Well, in the finals. Because it was Victoria's Secret is who top tier took them.
Was it T-32? I think that might have. I think
Poss-
T-32 made it the first time, didn't quite win.
No.
And then the second time made it all the way through.
Well, it's good to see both these teams, and always good to see new blood. You know, in the season premiere of.
Well, the
of
thing
the
is,
league.
like they said, it's a lot of people will recognize. Like they talked about President Putin. I recognize Kazo.
Mhm.
He's one of the people that I recognize. I played with him a lot in Clan Wars back when. That's a long time ago now. It's a year and a half, almost 2 years. I
Wow.
played with Kazo and Wreak Havoc.
Wow.
We used to be in the stand down in the Middle East in Clan Wars, and we used to play together then. After I left out Wreak Havoc, I didn't really see much of him, but he was pretty good. He was one of my favorite guys to have on in a team because I knew he would do what he was told and do it pretty well. So he's a good he's a solid player that I know, and he's only probably improved since then. So I expect
can
him
imagine.
to be. I expect good performances. The whole team though did really well in practice that I was watching. They practiced. I was watching a practice. It was hashtag RU versus No Limit, the team that is No Limit right now, and they did really well against No Limit. No Limit just didn't quite compare in this practice. Although No Limit was understandably getting a new roster together. They've had a lot of changes, and hashtag RU just really solid performance. I guess they've been watching the Russian League because it seemed kind of like that. Have you watched much of the Russian League? It's hard
Not
to-
lately.
Yeah.
Not lately. I try to watch a couple of it. Dorjan is one of the commentators.
But he has to
Yeah.
cast some replays.
He does. He
Yeah.
does. And he, back in the day, I tried to watch it when it was starting out, when you were telling me about the Gold League. But I spent so much time not looking at video games like online
well,
for
we're
a while.
here for a lot, and then in order
I
to
know.
actually catch it live, you have to catch
But
it.
just the break,
Yeah.
that we had, it was.
I don't think they weren't playing during the break.
Yeah,
Yeah, they.
and
like
that was the only
us.
time I had time to watch it. It
Yeah.
was during the break.
Pretty much, you'll have to wake up, watch the replays on Twitch, and then. Try
I
and-
usually just hear the highlights, honestly, and I try to watch some of the European League in the morning.
And the thing is, Dorjan doesn't get time, I think, to do much of it. I haven't seen him cast the Russian League at all recently.
He's been doing a lot of production over on
yeah.
that side.
He has to do like the esports show, which is awesome, by the way.
I got to see him in China.
You did?
Mhm.
Oh, I heard him. I heard that he was there on like the panel of judges or something. Or what was he doing there?
He was there, I believe, representing Wargaming. He had
Okay.
an important-looking clipboard with him.
Hmm.
We talked for a little bit, and that was it. I got to talk to him here and there, but unfortunately wasn't able to have dinner with him. We tried to plan that out.
Ah, that's too bad.
So he seemed a lot of the logistics side, behind-the-scenes stuff he was working on.
Yeah, he just works on esports stuff. He's over in Minsk a lot. I know he has to fly a lot for that. It's really unfortunate because he's flying around all the time. He's a really cool guy. too.
Please, you guys definitely check out his show, which is on YouTube. That does air the esports show. And there's also a live esports show that Ute and I forget her name, his co-host. At least she just started. She was on there, and they talk about what's going on with esports. They had a special guest today.
I've gotten a chance to watch that. I think it comes on right before us.
It does. That's when we're doing rehearsal and everything else. when-
So I haven't even
before we
seen
go
who
live.
the co-host is for it.
I love to like chime in live.
Is it Pico Mouse? Is that who does it?
No,
I haven't.
no.
I guess
I'm
we'll
not,
have to watch it.
I'm not familiar with her. I know Pico, so I
Yeah.
would know if it was her. But I told you that we'd love to chime in live if we can, but we're usually getting prepped and ready to go. However, if we can jump on for 2 minutes and say, hey guys, the match is today, we're really excited. Here's our predictions. Give a quick predictions. We throw it in. Hey, we can even pre-record it maybe. I don't know. We'll talk to them. We want to keep building up the scene and having more people that play World of Tanks for fun online with their friends and in pub groups to know more about the pros and to know more about the type of tactics that they bring to these different maps and to play more the 7x42 format, which is released now in team battles. I am undefeated.
You're undefeated?
Team battles.
I think I am as well, actually.
Yeah.
I'd have to go back and look at how many battles I played. But I played like one evening
My
with
stats
Millard.
went.
Yeah. I played like one evening with Millard. It was easy for us. I just ran around, scouted things, and I don't know, did what I used to do. I used to play with Millard, who is I think he went and joined the Cunninghams. Let's see if I have my sheet.
Millard the MK?
Yeah.
Is he back?
Millie Vanilli has joined us. Yeah, I think that was on my first sheet.
Oh, cool. He was
Ben stole my first
He
sheet.
was one of the first guys that reached out to me after WCG last year, 2 years ago now, 2012.
Yeah.
And that's why.
He's going
Come to
pro.
that
I think he's finally made the time to do it.
Cool. Right on. Well, guys, time to watch these pros. RU versus the GooglyBobbers. Map number 1 is going to be on Prohorovka. Let's jump into the game. What do we have for tanks, man?
Looking at these tanks, got 2 Pershings,
Sorry.
1390s.
The GooglyBobber gets me every time.
Let's do.
It's like a little Christmas ornament.
Oh, you
that's
looked up at the.
flexing. Yeah, I
okay.
did.
You
I did.
Don't look, Clutch. You'll giggle every time.
I know.
So hashtag RU is in the blue, I believe. Yep. And on the other side, GooglyBobbers will have a T32 Pershing, T69, and 2 1390s.
GooglyBobbers is in the blue. That's what you have, right?
Yep. I'm on the blue GooglyBobbers.
I'll be on the side of Angry Granny. Which sounds like any grandma that you did not call on Christmas, guys.
God.
Call your grandmas.
I borrowed a book from my grandmother. I have to return it or else she'll never forget, and then she'll be angry.
That would be bad. Hashtag RU is going on that east side. And Spoon, the 1390. He is spotted.
But looks like no one's there to actually punish him. So it looks. There's Putin. We see Putin in 1390. There's their president.
It's fine.
What's he up to?
Which one's Putin?
The one that's named Putin.
Maktep?
Yeah, Maktep.
There he is.
Putin.
Okay.
There you go.
The 1390, he's back in the village, visiting all the people of the great country that is where Prohorovka is from.
I think it's in Russia.
Sure.
Maybe. God, I feel horrible for not knowing
It is
exactly
the
where
biggest
it
tank
is.
battle of all time.
Yep.
I always call this Prohorovka. Well, going to the very north side is Godzilla mode, and he is a familiar face. Where have I seen him before?
Godzilla mode?
Yeah.
What team was he on? Well, he's one of the guys that we should recognize apparently from.
Yeah.
I
I'll
so
have
many
to
people are
ask him.
switching around. I'm forgetting
It's
who was
true.
on what team.
I know.
Yeah.
Just like the Vikings.
They're always. Can they keep a quarterback for a year?
No. Godzilla mode in the 1390, cruising up to the top of the railroad tracks. Not able to get a long shot, but could he? Against one of those Pershings, those T-32s. 1390 not known for its accuracy at far range, but if it does connect, that will be some damage, some offset damage that could be useful later on in the engagement. However, there is one of those blue tanks just behind that cover, that train track, it looks like, that could poke in against Godzilla mode if he gets a little bit too crazy here. Godzilla, a new movie coming out starring Bryan Cranston. Stay tuned for more trailers.
Wow,
on
Clutch.
YouTube. Sorry, guys, I went into Godzilla mode there for a sec.
And don't forget this Godzilla is even bigger than the last one.
It is.
And the one before it.
It is.
And actually, maybe even bigger than all of them combined. I don't know. Godzilla is
Escalation.
spotted as he peeks over. Does not speak. Does he spot in Tosha?
Well, Subaru Imprezas got hit. 1194 to 1440.
Must be someone from the middle of the map. Maybe Baronish or Sovereign Zool. Or even Zombie Food.
There is no Dana, only Zool. Godzilla mode takes a hit. I was hoping you were gonna jump on that joke.
I was like, game Clutch.
Nope. Ghostbusters. Godzilla
Yeah.
mode is able to take down the T1 up to the north, 860 at 1100. He's going to fall back, behind the railroad tracks, and he's going to be unloading. This is going to be a long stretch of map control coming out from the red team, but the push is going to come from the blue. And the blue team, GooglyBobbers, is at a slight disadvantage by losing Antasha in that T1. But they're not going to be actually pushing at all. They're just kind of cruising around a little bit. Are they splitting? Are they having somebody go north and one south?
There's a little bit of a move towards the south
Oh, it's gonna be
out of
stopped by that
GooglyBobbers.
T1.
I guess they're going to try and get some control of their opponent's cap, but they're really leaving a stronger position. I think Zavranzul was in a stronger position when he was to the north of where he is now with Spoon and Tuxzilla. But Spoon and Tuxzilla are now in a position I don't feel like they're taking advantage of their tank. 1390s being in the back while a T-32, a T-69 are trying to maybe jockey for some position.
I think GooglyBobbers are trying to figure out exactly what they want to do.
Well, what they wanted to do was probably not lose those T1 Cunninghams,
Well, of
but
course.
they've done that now. So this is really #RU doing exactly what they want to do.
On the T-32, gonna get shot at from Subaru Impreza. However, it looks like that is a miss. And Angry Granny poking up in his Pershing right between the railroad tracks and those railroad cars. Nothing yet, though, for a shot.
To the north, we've got some T1 action, I think, and a 1390 Spoon has gone back to the north, went to spot someone, but after seeing no one, has, I guess, decided to go back to the south.
5 minutes and 33 seconds on the clock. Godzilla mode, he's going to be pushing a little bit more on that north side. And he might fall back. Yeah, he's going to fall back away from the rock.
Yeah, Baronish getting just 100 meters away or so from one of the T1s. I guess it's Real or Young Money. Which one is that to the south?
The T1 to the south, let's go ahead and jump over to him. It is not Young Money. He's the one to the north.
So Real,
it's Real.
somewhere in one of the bushes in J4, is continually spotting Sovereign Zul and Baronish. And doesn't look like GooglyBobbers have picked up on this. Ooh, even I think a Pershing getting spotted. That was Zombie Food who was spotted, and no damage going on to him, but he does jump into a defilade, a few shots hitting dirt, and he kind of turns himself around, waits for himself to go dark, and he's gonna go back to the south. 1390s though, Tuxzilla and Spoon playing really defensively. Spoon kind of scouting out, but the thing is, they've given up ground all the way back to the 2 line. So GooglyBobbers have no real map control right now, not a whole lot of map presence. #RU, awesome map presence.
Awesome map presence, awesome map control. And that Godzilla mode, even though he has taken some damage, is poking farther out on that north side to see if anyone's going to spot him. Nobody does. So now, instead of going for the flag, he's going to head south. A bit of a risk play, however, because he can put more of that firepower, especially the ones going on a Baronish.
Oh, wow. Baronish is taken down to 420 hit points. He just was he exposed himself and he got spotted. Now, Putin takes a hit. Sovereign Zul able to make a connection finally. Really need those connections. GooglyBobbers have some great hull down tanks, just not able to get out much damage so far. It's just spread out amongst a few tanks on #RU side. They actually don't know that they hit Subaru for as much damage as he's taken. So a little blind fire going on to him. Spoon finally gonna do a little spotting in the south side, just closing the distance onto that 1390. They might be sending him into 1v1. Yes, they are. Spoon's going to begin the engagement. Putin puts the first shot, but it looks like 2 tanks, and he's on fire. Putin will burn to death as Spoon and Tuxzilla are able to take that, and now they will hide right under this cliff. Oh, wow, Godzilla mode showing up and puts a shot on Spoon, not able to make a connection.
Godzilla mode on that 1390, trying to cut that map positioning that he had in half by cruising to the south. He did so. Abrasive moves into that 1390 to try to help him out.
Are Spoon and Tuxzilla going to keep going?
under attack.
Are they going to go right after these Pershings? No, surely not. No.
They could.
No, they're just... Okay,
They're trying to head off the Pershings that are going to focus fire on that Young Money Cash T1. Right when they come across the way, right when they come up on the peak, the 1390s could get that kill on that T69.
Oh, but Zombie Food is returning to the south, and he's been found by Abrasive. Abrasive takes a moment, and Godzilla mode, they're going to be able to destroy Zombie Food without much of a problem. So, out of position, and really strong move from #RU, predicting that return to base. At the same time, Tuxzilla, along with Sovereign Zul and Spoon, have jumped on the Pershings in the southeast, and they will take down the first one. Subaru going down. Now Angry Granny is the only one left.
Angry Granny trying to buy some time. 46 seconds, 45 now for the flag cap. He's going to hide behind the dead carcass of his friend, and as he does so, here comes Abrasive in that center line. The 1390, his teammate, is going to be reloading in that center section, and he's going to push up against Sovereign Zul. The
Sovereign
top, the
Zool.
north, though. Who's moving there? It's got to be faster than
It's
T1.
Spoon.
It's a 1390.
Spoon Man is on the way, and he can get the kill. No, he's not going to get the kill. Oh, Spoon Man, how could you contradict me?
He's able to get it. Sovereign Zool against Abrasive. Sovereign misses a shot in that T-32. Abrasive takes a shot to the left. He's going to focus down that T-32, needs to get behind him. Nope, he doesn't, but he does get the kill, and he's going to move back as Godzilla mode in that 1390. Pushes up against another tank, and he kills him. Tuxilla falls. Spoon, last tank left alive against 2 1390s and 1 T1.
It's possible. Spoon could clutch this. It's very difficult for a 1390 to do this, but I think he might have enough damage in one clip to deal with all of these tanks. He's going to have to ram the T1 Cunningham, Rill, get that kill, and then following that, he'll need to get every single connection into any of these 1390s. Spoon has spotted Rill. Has Rill spotted Spoon?
Rill, they see him.
Now he's spotted. Okay.
Spoon is spotted.
Spoon does also spot Godzilla and Abrasive. He's going to try and kite this out. He's got 50 seconds left in the battle. This is a lot of pressure. A lot of pressure to clutch this. He's going to stop and line up the shot. First blind fire goes out. Godzilla's down to 515. 285. A third shot. Will it finish off? No, it will not. 3. Another one, but he's not going to be able to finish off Abrasive. Another shot. Spoon is down to 47 hit points, and he will go down.
Abrasive is able to get the cleanup kill, and #RU takes battle number 1.
Really well played by #RU, taking the east side. And they played it better. They had better map control, and GooglyBobbers gave up all their position. They gave it up.
I liked what Godzilla mode did because he could have gone for the flag. And I kept thinking, Godzilla, why are you not putting your tank on the flag? Why are you not making the enemy team re-engage your team in a good position? He actually moved to the south halfway to that map, and because of that, when that T-32, when that T-69, when those 1390s were peeking up and moving to those railroad tracks, he was able to get 1 or 2 shots in. And that makes a difference when, okay, enemy team pushing up, we got this railroad track, wait a second, we just took 2 shots coming from that section? I thought he was all the way up north. That's going to make him hesitate. It's going to make him double think what they're doing. And sometimes they can make or break your game.
And with that, there's just great damage output. I'm looking at the post game. 3 tanks did over 1k damage, just 1390s into Pershings. Angry Granny and Subaru did a fantastic job in their tanks. On the other side, though, T-69 Baronish got shut down really hard. And also, Antosha and Armor Ghost in T1 Cunninghams did not perform all that well. They had a lot of trouble trying to make anything happen. And because they lost so early, that's a huge advantage that you lose. You can't lose that T1 advantage, even on a map like Prohorovka, where you could say a T1 can have less of an impact, simply because it isn't able to put cap pressure on as often.
No, it's very true. All right, well, it looks like the next map is going to be on Ensk, and I'm already excited for the action to continue, so we're not going to take a break unless we need to, but I think we're going to be good to go to just keep cruising forward here.
Yeah, I see
It is getting late for these players as well. It's just past 9, or almost 9:30 here on the West Coast, so the East Coast players still staying alive and staying up late in order to play with us. We do appreciate that. Ensk. This was more of a conservative, cautious play we saw on a previous team.
You can definitely slow it down.
And slowing down the momentum is sometimes what you need in order to make your enemy make a mistake.
Although, thinking back to the times that I've seen GooglyBobbers play on this map, I haven't seen #RU play, but GooglyBobbers had Spoon in the south in 1390. They really like putting him in a 1390, is what I've noticed. And with that, he actually took blind fire from C'est La Vie, which was a very strong contender to get into the league, but C'est La Vie was actually not able to win, even after taking the 1390 down to a single shot from any tank. After they blind fired him, hit him twice with IS-3s, 2 high rolls, and he was almost dead.
Oh,
Yeah,
such is
so-
life. Such is life.
But with GooglyBobbers were still able to bring it back, even with a heavily damaged Spoon. Spoon seems to be one of the best, the better players I've seen on GooglyBobbers. He just performs well and stands out for it. And even when he was at 1 hit point, he didn't take another hit the entire battle. So I think GooglyBobbers can perform well on Ensk. It just off of that battle.
Oh, we'll find out because we're less than 90 seconds away from joining.
People
our
still
players.
actually, if we're looking at tank selection right now, there's only the T1s ready to. So they're actually really delaying this, playing the timer. And that's one interesting strategy to bring to this that we don't get to show you guys a lot. Because we're here talking, but they're
Yeah.
readying up when we're doing this. So they're picking their tanks, and they've got a minute 30 seconds to do that.
Now, the important part is which tanks do they actually bring to the battlefield. But yeah, they can mess around a little bit with what they do. However, when that clock runs out, if you don't have a tank selected, you're not playing.
Too bad.
We're not waiting until you select the tank. The game starts then. So it's up to those teammates to do it at the last
I look
second.
up.
or-
I look up for 1 second, Clutch. I look back down. Everyone's ready to.
Exactly.
And there, it's begun.
Just like that. Let's go ahead and jump into battle number 2 on Ensk. It is #RU versus the GooglyBobbers.
Taking a look at these tanks. 3 AMX 5100s and 2 IS-3s for the side of #RU. On the other side, we've got 2 5100s, 2 IS-3s, and Spoon in the 1390. Called it. Spoon will. I think they just love that mobility that 1390 brings to a map like this.
Well, in comparison to the 5100,
It's just so much more mobile. You can get
it's
yourself.
you're right. It's very true.
Yeah.
But you look at the damage output.
You can clip out a single tier 8 with a 1390. You can clip out a tier 8 and then a little bit more with a 5100.
That's very true.
So, and the inner clip, the inner shot time.
East side 1390 Rukia. That's what I'd like to see because of that mobility.
Yeah. Although Spoon will do, as we've seen before many times, I feel like he'll get blind fired a lot if he keeps doing this. He's looking right up that 5-6 line, and he's just barely far enough south to the point where he's actually not going to spot anyone crossing over. He's going to have to get adjusted to the fact that everyone here has max crew skills, and so max camo. And he will only be able to spot Rill in the T1 Cunningham.
Angry Granny moving over to the east, and they're gonna hang back here.
Wow, that's a real spread out of #RU.
They've got about 45% of the map under control, and it's obviously their 45% closer to their flag cap. But that is such a spread. And this, to me, is a guarded play because it analyzes and tries to halt any type of pushes that come quickly.
But you're kind of split. I feel like an aggressive push out of the GooglyBobbers would really crumble.
Very open to
#RU.
isolation. Very open to isolation and surrounds.
But if they plan this properly, then maybe they can collapse. I can see some collapse. Oh, wow, Spoon takes a hit from Abrasive, but it's only a track. Spoon, at the last moment, turning to the left and is able to avoid taking damage. He doesn't use his kit, but because he's just got such a fast repair speed, he's probably got the gold repair, and the thing he's got 100% repair, and Brothers in Arms. So he repairs incredibly quickly. No reason to use his... Sorry about that. No reason to use his... repair kit on that. He does spot Rill and Putin as they go back towards the west. Verifying a really strange position. And with that, actually, we see him moving up. So we've got heavy tanks moving up to the E2 quadrant. And Godzilla mode's even spotted. Shots go out, and no connections.
Yeah, they are able to leapfrog building block by building block by building block, and they're out in the Delta furthest north section, Delta 1 with one of the T1s.
There's the
There's a sweepback. This is going to be the sweepback coming out of RU, #RU, to get into a defensive mode. And if I was them, I would send one of the T1s down the east, to especially where Young Cash Money is, to get a little bit further.
Waiting to... Did Spoon spot anyone crossing back to the west? No, he's
No.
actually not able to do that.
No.
He barely misses it. He's missing that these T8s are going. He
Spoon
goes,
is spotted,
shot
though.
onto Rill, does not connect. They really need that T1 hit. They need to get these T1s. A little bit of blind fire here coming from a T1. Actually, is that Antosha? Yeah, Antosha.
And
Firing
then-
from the further south. Tries to put some shots on Rill, but no.
Here's Young Money. Here's Young Money now pushing down to the south, trying to scout anything on the east. Nothing is there. He won't see anything until he crosses those railroad tracks. That, at the same moment, we're seeing a push coming out from the F and Echo line.
Yeah,
They're going to be getting closer and closer.
They are crossing the courtyard. Very risky play, but they verified the position of some of their opponents. They know that #RU is playing this defensively. They're very far back, and they're going to kind of put themselves all in one square, though. They're almost every tier 8 is in Echo 4, so they're really prone to a surround at this point. But don't know where they're going to go with this. There's a lot of directions they can take this.
Abrasive in the IS-3. Ball's back a bit. 1390 from down the road.
They're going to move west. That's what it is. #RU is going to move towards the west. This kind of is beginning to look like a simp approach to this map. That just evolving into that. Simp likes to play the northwest, play very defensive,
Mhm.
and then react to whatever their opponent
React
does.
by sending Endo in the 5100 first.
YOLO swag, watermelon strats 420 and such.
Abrasive still cruising back and forth. IS-3. Bananas to the wall host.
Does he? Nothing?
Shot fire from Abrasive. It does not land. Bananas to the wall host now getting closer as he goes through the wall.
And he's actually going to take the quadrant. Wow, they're taking the courtyard in Delta 4. That's not. That's really not common to see. There's going to be a flank coming out of #RU, and they will find Armor Ghost. Armor Ghost is proxy spotting this push. They see Godzilla, Subaru, and Putin coming in. But they're not going to actually make this work as a flank just yet. Shots going out on Abrasive. Bounces off of Bananas to the wall host.
Abrasive led them out, and now this is the corner for them to unload. Abrasive takes a couple shots. The 5100 and the IS-3 moving back to the other 5100. The T1 doing some damage.
Putin and Abrasive are getting focused. Abrasive is down to 191, but Sovereign Zool goes down. Spoon and Zombie Food searching for that kill. Bananas the wall host gets it, and in return, Subaru is going to go down now. There are 3 tier 8s versus 2. Fight going in favor of GooglyBobbers. Godzilla mode goes out in the open, hits Bananas the wall host, but is not able to finish him off. Spoon may still have shots. Zombie Food looks to be reloading, and Spoon will go and try and block for Bananas the wall host. He will not succeed, and he has to back off as Rill and the T1 is able to put some damage. Now there are 2v2 for T1 Cunningham. Spoon trying to get away. Godzilla mode looks to be lining up a shot, but Spoon will barely escape.
That IS-3 against that 1390 on the run. Big shot from behind. 113 out of 1100. And now the T1 is on the chase. Young Money taking some damage, though, against that T1 to the south.
But Zombie Food looks to be reloaded, and he will take a hit as he begins an engagement with Godzilla mode. Godzilla mode using a dead 5100 as cover. Zombie has to chase him around. Rill able to show up and help. Godzilla mode catches fire, but an automatic fire extinguisher puts it out. Zombie Food bounces the killing blow. He's got one more hit. Should be able to finish, and he does. But Angry Granny is able to punish him for that, taking him down to 264. Zombie Food should be reloading. Angry Granny misses another shot. Zombie Food just juking as best he can. A bounce. Looks like it hit maybe Zombie Food's gun. And Zombie Food will be able to get away for just a little while longer, as it is now Antosha and Zombie Food versus Angry Granny.
3 minutes and 33 seconds left. A 264 HP 5100 versus a 907 out of 1400 5100. And Angry Granny trying to catch up to that 5100 that is out of there.
Zombie Food's just going to try and pull him to the south, though. And
Yep.
with that,
It's
they
gonna
can put
allow
in Tosha.
Anastasia.
I
Or
think it's
Antosha.
Antosha.
Oh, Anastasia. Anastasia? No.
Are you thinking of it? Yeah, that's what you're
I
thinking.
was for a second. You know, the Russian thing.
I like, yeah. The movie was good.
Angry Granny.
Oh.
Getting closer.
Is
to
spotted,
Zombie
takes
Food.
a hit, but is able
Boom!
to.
Gets him. And now with a minute and 30 seconds left for him to get to the north side, that T1 could try to be on the run, but it's going to be tough. Is he going to leave the flag cap? I think he will, yes.
He's staying barely in it. Just barely. He can't. I don't know if he can't decide or what, but minute 15, this 5100 is going to get back, of course. Come on.
RU have one tank away from taking battle number 2 here.
I wonder if they could go for a draw in this situation. If that wouldn't be smarter.
Well, that's what the T1 could try to run and do, but he has no
Because Antosha's
idea.
going to have a lot of trouble trying to make that work. Yes, he is going to get off and he's going to run, try and make a draw happen. There's 2 minutes 19. He can still try and do a cap reset, and interesting timing, but he could still be caught out by the 5100. Angry Granny might spot him as he goes down the tracks. He's kind of put himself in a corridor
Angry
here.
Granny.
Is he going to do it? He will spot him. He's
On
got to
the
spot him just
run.
right there.
They're getting
Nope.
closer.
Oh, so
Angry
close.
Granny's getting closer.
That was so close. Will Antosha take a left, though? If Antosha takes a left, it's over. Well, no, if he takes a right, it's over. If he takes a left, then he should be safe.
Angry Granny.
Antosha will take a right. He takes a right, no! And he will get spotted out as he crosses. Angry Granny spots him, and Antosha just has to make a minute. He stops. He stops his momentum, and Angry Granny's going to be able to get this.
Pedal to the metal, minute 30, and he gets a shot. Angry Granny takes the win. Hashtag RU is now up 2-0. However, GooglyBobbers making him fight for it. Making him fight for it.
Definitely. Just, that was,
Man,
yeah, intense battles.
that took a while, but once it got engaged, It was a little bit back and forth, but one of the tier 8s was so low on HP, even though you called it was an advantage. It was.
I thought it was. I really thought that little health advantage was going to turn into something, and they split their fire. They weren't able to get a T. They had the damage output that they should, if they'd focused properly, you would have seen a T8 down. It would have been that. But they had 2 T8s at one shot, and even less, really. A ram from another tank might have been able to do the job, but that's what happens. A T8 stays alive, gets one more solid shot out, and then swings the advantage back into your way. #RU just barely came out ahead in that brawl. If it had gone slightly differently, if some focus fire had gone better for GooglyBobbers, I think we would have seen a win for GooglyBobbers' situation. But #RU has been fantastic.
They look pretty good. They're one battle away from taking the series. We're going to take a quick commercial break. We come back, battle number 3 of #RU versus the GooglyBobbers. Don't go anywhere. Everybody, welcome back to the Wargaming.net Gold League live. And we're in the last series for tonight. 5 matches. I know it's a lot of esports stuff to watch, but we really enjoy seeing the different type of teams, meta gameplay, tanks that are selected. Saw a Japanese tank being used
The
here.
STA-1, really cool tank. Saw it perform okay. It was okay. I don't think it really got to shine. It just got to perform like any other tank with a gun from high ground. It didn't get to do much special. It did seem to do well. The DPM seemed really solid. And, oh, my invite's back?
Yeah, invite is out.
Yeah, it got dropped from the training room.
I think we all got dropped from the training room.
I wonder what made that happen. Magic.
It's not like we were the last kids that got selected for the dodgeball team or anything like that.
I never got selected last. Like, I was always good at catching. So. So I got picked a lot because I would just, instead of throwing really well, I would just catch and then hand somebody else the ball.
I have seen some amazing. I've played a lot of dodgeball in my life. I've seen some of the most amazing catches in dodgeball.
That's what I would do. All I'd do is like stand there and just like catch anything, and then I just pass it off to the kid who had an arm. And the kid with the arm would just throw it, and he'd just like sit behind me, wait for me to catch when I'd be like, go. And then someone would get out, someone would get in, and it was a good strategy.
Yeah. It was tough because I would try to throw really crazy.
Yeah.
Well, I don't mean doing like circles or swirls or anything, but I would look at one place and I would throw to another place.
Oh yeah, I know that.
And that would get people so many times.
Yeah.
So many times doing that.
There's always like that one guy who would do it too. I always remember there's like one guy named Pete in the group that we played, and he would do that all the time.
Yeah.
It was so much that you expected it, and eventually I just got used to it. So when he was against me, I caught a few. Although he would get me sometimes.
The best place to aim is the shins.
Because no one's ready for down there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's tough to jump because once they jump in
They're in the
time, it's going to
air.
hit their foot
Yeah.
most of the time. But I saw I saw one guy, one or twice, catch it with his shins.
That's what I was about to
like,
say. I was like,
no!
I was like, that if you angle them just right, your shins are kind of like that angle, so it just goes right in and just kind of wedges itself. You get it.
I saw a buddy of mine named Ryan.
Yeah.
This was years ago. He was leaping in the air to dodge a ball,
Mm-hmm.
and the ball got thrown towards him. I'm not making this up. He, in a split second, was able to do the worm in midair, and the ball went under his torso. It was one of the coolest things I've ever seen in my entire adult life. And I was so flabbergasted by seeing that I think I just dropped the ball, and I might have got hit once or twice or something. But he was in the air like this and just did like that, and then the ball went under him.
I once did what was the Michael Jackson movie? Just like lean way forward.
Yeah.
What's that called?
The lean?
I don't know. I thought you would know. You like dancing.
It's never been called anything.
Oh, okay.
It's called
But
a
I
lean.
did that once, and I just like dodged 2 of them, and then I like kept falling.
Nice.
But like for a minute, I stood there, and everyone was like, "Whoa!" And
You know there were nails in the floor, right?
Yeah,
And
but
so
that's
you
why
did
I
that.
didn't stay
It's
standing.
illusion. It's illusion.
Yeah, so that's why I fell over, and then I took a hit because I was on the ground. And
That was my favorite part about gym growing up in junior high and high school. Was dodgeball.
And the guys who couldn't catch or couldn't throw, it was the worst time in high school.
Yeah, they would be at the back.
Against the wall.
Oh.
And then the gym teacher would like, get ahead of this line now. And then they'd be left and they'd have to
You got
walk
to teach them
forward.
competition. Yeah, you got to teach them to get involved like that.
Because they're not going to try. But they would never try. They just take the hit and get out.
That's true. We're almost ready, guys. Looks like the tanks have been selected here. We apologize about the delay because I believe it was a disconnect. And looks like all the teams are ready.
I'm seeing 1, 2, 3,
Almost.
4, 5.
Wait.
One more person
Or
for the
missing.
side of #RU. I guess, are they going to move up Kazo? Or because Kazo, I'm seeing him down there waiting in a 5100. But I don't remember them picking a 51. Did they pick a 5100?
I don't remember.
Wow, memory problems for me.
It's Godzilla. It's Godzilla that has to relog.
Gotcha. Oh, they were putting that back.
So we're still waiting for him.
He must be important.
What kind
He
of?
wasn't a 1390.
What
so.
kind of gifts did you get?
Me?
For Christmas.
Got. I left my Eagle's Nest hammock at home, so I got a replacement one for that to bring out here. I used to go camping a lot, and I liked hammock camping more than in a tent, because put it up between two trees, and you're sleeping on air. It's magical. So that's what I got. And then I got a stack of books like this high, all about tanks. My family was like, your job is now tanks. We're going to buy you books. And then I got socks, fancy socks.
Cool.
What'd you get?
Nothing.
Nothing?
I think anything.
Are you, nothing like, they're not going to send something to you? Or?
Well, yes, okay. I got a gift card
Okay.
from, this counts. I got a little bit later.
Oh.
So, I didn't have anything to open on Christmas. But yeah, I got some Christmas gifts from my family.
There you go, see?
From my grandfather, I received a gift card, and from my grandmother, I received some money.
There you go. Hey, my uncle gives me $100 every time.
Yeah,
Which
I
is
know, it's great.
It's just what happened.
I bought every one of my family presents. I bought these beautiful custom-made jewelry boxes in Korea that were gorgeous, and they had multiple colors. So for my sisters and my mom, they're blonde hair, blue-eyed, so I got them blue ones. And for my grandmother, I kind of had some style in green for some of the pieces in her house, so I gave her a green one. And for some other people, some other lady friends, I gave them purple ones. And for a friend of mine, I got her a Chinese scarf that was very pretty. And for my dad, I wanted to get him a bottle of soju, but I was afraid that the glass would shatter.
Or that it wouldn't make it through customs.
Yeah, or maybe make it through customs.
You can get soju here in America.
I know, but I think I'll just I'll
Those are pretty nice
give that
gifts,
gift
though,
when I
Clutch.
see him in person.
Very thoughtful.
I love the holidays, and I love World of Tanks, and that's why we're going to jump into match number 3, guys. Or, excuse me, match number 5, battle number 3, #RU versus GooglyBobbers.
Taking a look at the tanks again, reminding you, everyone has to remain in the same tanks. 2 Pershings, 3 1390s for the side of #RU. On the other side, GooglyBobbers. 3 1390s and a T-32 and a Pershing. Oh, do we have stoppage again? I see Spoon stopped, or maybe I'm just lagging a smidge. No, everyone's going.
Everyone's going.
All right,
Abrasive,
that was just me.
Abrasive just hit. Oh, well, I'm seeing a little bit of lag, too.
Wow. Yeah, Bananas the wall host is going into the wall. It looks like everyone's having some lag issues. Yeah, that's, well, maybe it is just me.
I think it's you, because
Yeah.
they look, well,
Is
Abrasive.
everything, no, that, I saw some.
No, Abrasive just crashed into a rock.
No. Is it? Hope it's not the server. We could probably do this on the West server if not.
Yeah, it is
Although I guess
unfortunate.
Russian players would have a lot of trouble on the West server.
Well, it looks like it's too late. Looks like tanks have been spotted, so they have to play out the game.
Yeah.
Spoon! The 1390 is seen. Shot fire from Abrasive. It's a miss.
Shots on the Godzilla mode connect, though. He's down to 857. That must have been way downtown from Bananas or Tuxzilla. Maybe Zombie. That could have happened. But connection is a connection. Godzilla mode is taken down ever so slightly, and East Control will go to the GooglyBobbers. I guess, do they have a T1 all the way out in the West? Armor Ghost is out there. Kyle.
Yeah.
Wow, Kyle is going deep. He is all the way into E1, going even farther, and I don't think he's not even going to get, he's not spotted.
He is spotted now.
He is?
Godzilla mode,
Okay.
Mac-Tap, Putin. They see him.
Oh, there he goes. He finally sees Godzilla mode. Putin missed the shot. But he just kept going. He didn't stop. He just... he did. And misses on the... He's going to spot everything.
This lag. This
He's
lag.
another miss.
Godzilla mode trying to... There he gets it. Wow.
Wow. Oh, my gosh.
We apologize about this, guys. You can obviously see there's a lot of skipping here. I don't believe it's on our end. Not exactly sure, but we have to play it out.
Now, there were attacks on the Americas, on the East Coast U.S. server just the other day, so maybe,
Really?
Yeah. There were attacks on a lot of game servers.
Yeah, I heard about
Like,
that.
I know, like Dota, League of Legends were hit really bad. America went down for like, I don't know, a few minutes, and then it came back up. Oh, Spoon has found Subaru. And there's no engagement yet. Spoon looks to be having trouble. We're all having trouble finding this. Putin takes a hit, though, from somewhere. Tuxzilla Bananas, the wall host, and Spoon are going to jump onto Subaru, but misses all over the place. You can see the lag affecting the players, and they're going to stop to just fire. There's a beautiful track shot, just what you need when you're lagging. Just hold them still, guys. Hold them still. Track shots will get you done.
Angry Granny and the Pershing just trying to move through this like a slow swimmer in a giant swimming pool of gravy. That's what this lag is turning into. Angry Granny taking a lot of hits from the blue team. He's going to fall, and that is going to be a that's going to be 2 tier 8s down for
To 1
hashtag
tier
RU.
8. Yeah. Oh, Bananas, the wall host, and Spoon crash into each other, then back up a few seconds later. Zombie Food's taking hits, though, from the back because Abrasive is sitting still, able to get that kill, evening it up. Now the T1s are all... No, T1, Real, and Young Money are actually still alive. They're going to be able to start the cap and maybe be able to bring out a win against the GooglyBobbers, making this a 3-0.
Another shot fired from Godzilla. That hits right into the ground. Bananas takes a hit, and he falls back. Sovereign. Oh, Godzilla actually pushing back away from the rock. Could he be focusing on Sovereign? He may be focusing on the 1390. Another shot hitting against Sovereign.
He's tracked out in the open.
Godzilla falls. Sovereign down at 69 HP. One more hit. He's going to fall. And he does. Putin able to get that kill.
Spoon goes for a shot, but puts it right into dirt. Oh, and another shot will not connect with Putin. However, Bananas to the wall gets out a parting shot. Spoon is missing a lot of shells here, and he is left alone again to clutch the battle.
Abrasive at 437. Putin at 61. Spoon now heading to the south. Who's still left alive? It's Young Money and the other tier 1, Rill. Rill's going to have to be cautious and careful. 1 minute and 8 seconds left as he sees his teammates cruising towards him with Spoon leading the charge. Abrasive and Putin low on HP, but they have enough to try to stick it out in a couple shots.
Putin runs into a rock, but he is loaded. He misses the first shot. Second shot, will it connect? No, it will not connect. It will also hit dirt. Abrasive trying to close the distance. Third will connect, but Spoon is now at cap, and he has found the T1s. Or T1, rather.
He's the one that T1 can dodge, though, because of the unfortunate thing that's going on with the server. The T1 trying to get out there.
Spoon, oh,
Missed
look like
shot.
he makes it, but no!
Rell's still left alive. 35 seconds left. No, he falls, but that's it. Hashtag RU. Able to take game number 3. That was crazy.
Yeah. Playing with lag like that on both sides. You could see everyone was being very, just absurdly affected. It was hard to call that, man.
It was. Again, guys, that's out of our hands. We do apologize about that from over here in Southern California. We'll get on it right away, right after the broadcast tonight, to see exactly what happened. We have been hearing some things about the server with some issues. It is unfortunate, and it may be an actual attack, actually. I've just been told.
Yeah, DDoS. Distributed attack. It's just a bunch of people like spamming.
Yeah,
the server with
I
requests.
know what it is.
Yeah.
And it's wrong, it's cheap, and it's a really, really bad way to bully people that are trying to make a living and trying to execute something and build something. So I issue a challenge to everyone that thinks it's cool to DDoS. Why don't you start building something and creating something instead of trying to tear down stuff that people are trying to build? That's my personal challenge to you. Grow up. All right. Well, that was a great series. 3-0. It is unfortunate that had to happen that way, but that's the case. And so looking at the matches that we had today, man, it was Fulcrum Gaming taking out the Spurglords.
Yeah, looking strong as ever.
No big surprise, but
Yeah.
Spurglords did put on a good fight and a good game 2 that they
Definitely.
had. And let's see, Nerve versus Hammer Time.
Well,
Hammer Time sadness.
it
man.
just
It
Hammer
wasn't
Time.
there.
3-0. Hammer Time looked really good.
Hammer Time took him down.
Yeah.
No Limit versus Simple Tankers. Simple Tankers in a best of 5 took it to the 5th game, and they were able to do it 3-2. Refuse to Die versus Top Tier. Top Tier able to take him down 3-0 with 1 draw.
Yep.
And then finally, the last matchup for tonight.
Hashtag RU.
Hashtag RU. Hashtag. We have to do it right. Hashtag
Yeah,
RU.
hashtag.
Check down GooglyBobbers. But again, I'm excited to see these teams. It's new blood. It's looking great. And that's the end of day number 1 for week number 1. Had a great time tonight, and we'll see you guys tomorrow at 5 o'clock. Any closing words, Rand?
It's a lot of fun. Thanks for... Let's do this more. I'm just glad to be back.
I plan to be here tomorrow.
I'm going to be
so-
here tomorrow, the next day, and the next day, and the next day. Let's do this again.
Yeah. Well, thank you guys for joining us. Make sure to follow us on Twitter at WGLNA, Facebook.com/WGLNA. The website is WGLNA.com. There will be some changes to the website, so stay tuned to that. Thanks to everyone that said in their tweets, their gamer resolution, their New Year's resolution, hashtag 2014. Thank you so much. Enjoy those codes. We'll have more codes to give out tomorrow. Huge thank you to our sponsors, Azel Monitors, available at Amazon.com, Kingston, Alienware, and Razer. On behalf of everyone at the production team here at Hero Level Productions and Randall Rukel Holcomb, I'm Joshua Clutch Gray. We'll see you guys tomorrow night at 5 o'clock Pacific time. Good night and good game.